It's absolutely okay to be lazy once in a while. I've come to realize that as I get older, that we live in a world created by social pressure to constantly go hard at everything that we do in life. And that if we rest, or if we get lazy, or if we do nothing, it's considered a waste of time. That, you could be doing something that could be making you money in your spare time. You could be doing something productive. You could be, you got to be in 24/7 grind mode. And then a lot of us, we see our idols and on social media, they're promoting this type of lifestyle. Yo, I grind all the time, bro. I grind in my sleep. Yo, I don't sleep. This type of mentality is going to burn you out. And this like concept, right? It gets into your head more as you get older, because now you have that pressure behind you to, at a certain age, you should get things done. You should have a house by a certain age. You should be married by a certain age. You should have kids by a certain age. You should be making a certain amount of income at a certain age. And a lot of the times, people, God forbid, a lot of people, man, they actually give in. The stress gets through their head, and sometimes they take away their own life, or they run away, right, from these things, because at the cost of what? At the cost of your health, your mental health, and all that stuff, where you're constantly thinking that I gotta work my ass off all the fucking time, and and resting and being lazy is a waste. But no, it's actually the opposite. Being lazy once in a while actually recharges your mind. Being lazy once in a while allows you to introspect and to reflect on your life, and allows you to have a clear head, right? But we live in this world where everybody wants to fucking just go to the gym fucking 7 days a week, no rest, work 2 3 jobs, fucking 50 60 hours a week type of mentality. But eventually that's going to burn you out, right? So and I've noticed that a lot of people my age do the same thing. They're constantly just like going to work, finish as soon as they finish work, they're focus on their side hustle, which is nothing is wrong with that, but they think that it's wrong to have a lazy day, to not do anything. This concept can be applied in every aspect of your life. If you go to the gym 7 days a week, your muscles are gonna, it's not gonna have time to repair, right? If you work all the freaking time, eventually you're gonna burn out. You're gonna have a mental breakdown. If you are constantly just going hard with everything that you're doing, right? And you may be seeing results. It may be a very productive thing, that you may have a very productive life. You're constantly on the go doing shit. But I'm telling you, it's going to come to a point where you're just going to fall on your feet and you're going to hit the ground, right? And you're going to be like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with me? Being lazy has different meanings. Being lazy could be just sitting back and watching a Netflix movie. Being lazy could just be sitting at a park bench, at a bleachers, like what I'm doing right now, and just looking at the field. Being lazy could be, taking 3-4 days off from the gym, even though you've been consistent for so long. Being lazy could also mean that, okay, you've been eating healthy you've been eating salads for 5-6 days, and on your 7th day, you decide to have a cheat meal. That could be a lazy day. But a lot of people, it's come to a point where a lot of people just are on 24/7 grind mode, constantly doing shit all the time to improve themselves. But it's going to eventually destroy you. It's going to eventually put you into the earth, right? And people from our parents' generation, our grandparents' generation, they are hard workers. They've worked their asses off, right? They put in the time to get their ass off to give us the life that we have now, right? But they also believed that being lazy is not a good thing, for the most part, that they constantly have to work their asses off to survive, which makes sense. But there's this we're doing it excessively today. Our obsession is with constantly grinding, making money, trying to improve ourselves, and trying to do all this shit to get better, but we are doing it in excess, just like drugs, similar to drugs. Some people just do drugs in excess. It's the same shit with being in that 24/7 grind mode, right? So it's very important to have your rest days and to just do your own thing once in a while, and and to not fall into this trap, because I fallen into this trap many times, right? Because I see people around me are constantly working their asses off in life, in the work, in their careers, and at the gym and stuff like that. And obviously it motivates me, but at the same time, I know that it's important to have those lazy days where you're not just doing anything, just to recharge the mind. And this needs to happen more. We live in a society where everyone's just like, as I said, just going ham all the time. And sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to work your ass off to survive. I understand that because the cost of living has gone so high. But we also got to take a step back and understand the importance of not doing anything. It's okay to not do things once in a blue moon, right? But yeah, man, that's what I think. That's just my opinion. Anyways, thank you for watching.